This is Gerald. Two of our letters can be organized in a way that can be organized in a systematic way, in a way that is also comparable and compatible to geometrical associations that we can make with that, formal association that we can make with that. We do that anyhow when we have words. We also try to have a visualization of what we mean. We don't always have a very clear visualization, but we have directions, we have visualizations. We use it actually and store it in a way that is organized in a similar way as the distinction between the letters also exist in an organized way. There's a whole only about why this works I can talk about that already for certain hours, but the resume of this whole order and this system of 3 times 3, all kinds of balances, is organized in this scheme that you can see here at the right, and it gives you also a very good idea how this system of self-organization, also of pattern recognition, also works. And I will take out a word like smile, which is very much based not about that balance, how we deal with it, how we perform it, how we go to it, how we learn to it. No, it's just about patterns, the patterns themselves, as if we recognize a pattern and we name that pattern. That's what smile is about, and that's my conclusion already in my introduction. Because I investigated it, I think, okay, it's a good word, so I will take the formal associations that describe actually the conditions of that focus. The S condition is at the end of the system. It's going towards limits of certain parts that you don't see anymore. It has certain qualities that also takes a while to describe them all, but you can describe them into this form as well, where you have to pick out where the end effect of this lies. So I'll take this now. It's just a conclusion. I'm not going to explain it at this point, but the frame of effects at the end is the letter S, the end of the whole system. All the kinds of balancing out things that you have has S as the last letter. When you combine that with the next letter, this is M. M is at a physical plane, at that same border where the S comes in, where that S has an influence upon the edges of what we can see and sense. The M is a bit much more physical. It's in the physical space. It's at these borders as well, where the things come together. The E again is contextual, so you can see the contextual coming in patterns there compared to the L. The L is that formation process again, where the things are formed. It's just here at this moment. And there you have that range of where the things will make a change. So the whole part of change will be between that SM and L, the whole range itself. And there will be, of course, the smile. And that's what I see as patterns. And if you think about it, how these patterns are built up, the vertical influences at the borders of materialization, the M then, is and are sensed there. It is sensed at this part. That's the one reflection that we have in that pattern recognition. The L is that movement. The L is in the part of timing and movement. This is about movement. It's about that vertical movement. Vertical movement is in the middle, and it's inserted into 3 parts where you have the variations, all of its variations of movement and of sensibility and of movement. And with E is that relative adaptation to this whole process within A and the end, within the whole process of timing as well, where the M has the limiting the outer limit of the maximum of materialization is here at the borders, where it's also opening up to a wider range of influences in the vertical sense. Anyhow, the points of where these things meet and the variations that they are, the L in movement, it's the M in a point, these 2 points here in the movement, is all recognizable as a combined pattern. So my conclusion is actually as that smile doesn't have to say much about where we're going, how we deal with it, how the form is, and so on. It's not so much focusing upon these stable things. It's focused upon a certain movement in a certain context, and we detect it as if we just detect the muscle contractions at these places, and the amount where you have the vertical here, the vertical here, the diagonal here. You can see where the changes are happening and how they are interconnected. And so you have this vertical contraction here, the diagonal contraction here, and then in between it the whole movement, or as an end result, where you just see, okay, I can see a smile as its result. Actually, not much more than that. Maybe you can look for deeper meanings or whatever. But a smile, I don't think it has so many deeper layers as well of layer upon layer that you can sense. It's almost like a recognition. Okay, there is that change, contextual change a little bit. I can sense that there has been a change made there. And the change looks like this, like the smile. And that resumes actually the full range of the word that is needed to comprehend it, and where we recognize it, how we sense it as well at the same time. I hope this was enough. It was again a good contribution to get used to what letters are referring to. Each letter is sensed in a way. Each letter is directing you to certain happening, and also tells you how to deal with it. It's all there as well. Also, even in this quite simple solution of what or reflection of what word is about when you give it a form as a sound in form. Thanks again for watching. Bye.